Imagine your car breaks down on a completely normal Tuesday. You take it to the mechanic expecting maybe a $300 or $500 repair, and then you hear the number, $2,500. At that moment, the question isn't just, can I afford this? The real question is, does paying $2,500 actually make financial sense? Because a car repair isn't just a mechanical decision. It's a financial decision that can affect your savings, your monthly budget, your debt, and even the next few years of your life. So let's do a financial autopsy on this $2,500 repair and figure out what the number is really telling us. Let's say you own a 2016 Toyota Camry with around 120,000 miles. It's not a new car, but it's paid off, reliable, and you don't have a monthly car payment anymore. Then one day, the transmission starts acting up. The mechanic gives you an estimate of $2,500 to fix it. Your first reaction might be, that's insane. The car isn't even worth that much. But this is where people make a common financial mistake. They compare the repair bill to the value of the car instead of comparing the repair to the cost of replacing the car. If your current car is worth $8,000 and you spend $2,500 repairing it, you still have an $8,000 asset that can potentially keep getting you to work for years. But if you decide to replace it, you're probably not buying another $8,000 car with zero additional costs. Because replacing that car changes the entire financial equation. Let's say you trade it in and buy a $22,000 used car. Maybe you put $5,000 down and finance the remaining $17,000. Suddenly, that $2,500 repair doesn't look so expensive. You now have a monthly car payment, interest, registration costs, insurance changes, and potentially another set of unexpected repairs because used cars don't come with a guarantee that nothing will go wrong. That $2,500 repair could have been painful, but the alternative might be a much larger financial commitment. This is why the cheapest decision isn't always the one with the smallest price tag today. Sometimes the financially smart move is simply keeping the asset you already own alive. But there's another side to this. You shouldn't automatically repair every old car just because replacing it is expensive. Imagine this same Camry has already cost you $4,000 in repairs over the last 12 months. The transmission needs $2,500. The air conditioning is failing. The suspension needs another $1,200, and you've already been told the engine may have problems soon. Now, the $2,500 isn't an isolated expense anymore. It's part of a pattern. You're no longer asking, can I afford this repair? You're asking, how much more money am I willing to put into this vehicle? That's a completely different financial question. This is where I like to think about the cost of ownership instead of the cost of repair. A $2,500 repair sounds huge when you see the entire amount leave your bank account at once. But if that repair gives you another 3 years of reliable transportation, that's roughly $69 a month when you spread the cost across those 36 months. That's not saying the repair will definitely last 3 years, because nobody can guarantee that. It's simply a way to understand the decision. Compare that potential $69 monthly cost with the monthly payment on a replacement vehicle. Suddenly, the $2,500 bill starts looking very different. And there's one more number people forget: opportunity cost. If you have $2,500 sitting in your emergency fund and you spend all of it on the car, you're not just losing $2,500. You're also losing part of your financial safety net. Maybe you can afford the repair, but afterward you have only $500 left in savings. Then 2 months later, your water heater breaks, or you have a medical bill, or your hours at work get cut. Now the car repair has indirectly created another financial problem. A repair can be affordable on paper and still be dangerous for your finances if it wipes out your emergency savings. So here's the financial autopsy. If the car is otherwise reliable, you own it outright, the repair is a one-time problem, and the repair gives you a reasonable chance of getting several more years out of the vehicle, paying the $2,500 may be the better financial decision. But if the car is constantly breaking down, you're already spending thousands every year just to keep it running, or the repair is only the beginning of a much bigger problem, then that $2,500 could be throwing good money after bad. The key isn't whether the repair feels expensive. The key is what you're buying with that $2,500. Another month of driving, another year, or potentially several years of transportation. And that's the bigger lesson with personal finance. A $2,500 car repair isn't really about cars. It's about how you make decisions when a large, unexpected expense suddenly appears. Most people focus on the price. Financially smarter people look at the entire system: what they own, what they owe, what they'll have to replace, how much cash they'll have left afterward, and what the decision will cost them over the next few years. Because sometimes the $2,500 decision isn't the expensive one. Sometimes it's the $22,000 decision you make because the $2,500 one felt too painful. The next time a mechanic hands you a giant repair estimate, don't immediately ask, "How much is my car worth?" Ask a better question: what is my cheapest realistic path to reliable transportation over the next 3 years? That question changes everything, and sometimes after doing the math, you realize the ugly $2,500 repair bill isn't actually the financial disaster. It might be the thing that saves you from one.